I never wanted your advice and assistance more in my life. The times are critical and dangerous. You must leave the farm to the mercy of the winds. I can do nothing without you.
We may truly say we know not what a day will bring forth. From every side we are in danger. We are in perils by land, and we are in perils by sea. And we are in perils by false brethren.
In the end, I would argue that he decides to essentially make his wife his one-person cabinet. That's the only person that he can talk to and get detached advice from about foreign and domestic policy. And she is among the most intelligent and well-informed and well-read women of the age. Most of the time, Abigail Adams gives her husband excellent advice. She supports and encourages his attempt to avoid war with France. But on one issue, I think she advises him poorly, and that's the Alien and Sedition Acts. These are pieces of legislation passed in 1798 that allow the government to send away foreigners and also to jail journalists who are guilty of criticizing elected officials. Once Adams signs the Alien and Sedition Acts, there'll forever be a stigma attached to his administration.
Public uproar over the Alien and Sedition Acts was immediate and furious. Republicans proclaimed the acts were a blatant violation of the constitutional right to free speech.
May it not be asked of every intelligent friend to the liberties of his country whether the power exercised in such an act, if made perpetual and enforced with rigor, would not in time destroy our free system of government.
By 1799, 14 reporters and writers had been arrested, including muckraker James Callender, then on Thomas Jefferson's payroll. As a result, Jefferson himself omitted his signature from correspondence with Callender, fearing spies in the post office would lead to his own arrest.
The Alien and Sedition Acts is our one brush in our early republic with some form of totalitarianism, they think, or some form of despotic state power. I think that that's not quite fair to Adams. At the moment of the Alien and Sedition Acts, nothing like our modern definition of freedom of the press existed. And there was a quasi-war going on at that time with France. And so the need to have some control over the press, not complete control by any stretch, was real.
In response to the Alien and Sedition Acts, Jefferson and Madison met in secret to defend America's liberties. Anonymously, they penned the Kentucky and Virginia resolutions, which argued that the states had the right to reject any federal laws they deemed unconstitutional. Jefferson even threatened to lead Virginians to secede from the Union, but thanks to Madison's moderating influence, changed to a somewhat less militant tone.
We shall see the reign of witches pass over, their spells dissolved, and the people recovering their true sight, restoring their government to its true principles.
The Alien and Sedition Acts greatly damaged the credibility of John Adams. But the president still retained the support of one powerful ally. From Mount Vernon, George Washington voiced his belief that Thomas Jefferson and the Republicans posed a threat to the solidarity of the Union.
This party hangs upon the wheels of government as a dead weight, opposing every measure that is calculated for defense and self-preservation, preferring the interest of France to the welfare of their own country.
The former president's admonition against the Republicans would be among his last public statements. In early December of 1799, the 67-year-old Washington mounted his horse and set out for his daily 5-hour tour of Mount Vernon. During his ride, a winter storm blanketed the farm, leaving the old soldier at the mercy of the elements.
He's caught in a snowstorm. When he comes home, he doesn't change his clothes, doesn't brush the snow off his neck, and he gets some sort of sore throat. We're not exactly sure what it was. Several doctors are called. They apply plasters to him. They draw blood from him. Nothing works.
On December 14th, the hero, beloved as first in war, first in peace, and first in the hearts of his countrymen, succumbed to his illness like any ordinary man.